Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 87th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. The team I'm in today consists of myself, Spartan Commander, who has bought the Rome Scipii faction. Then we have our newest Brotherhood member, Odin, who has also bought the Rome Scipii faction. And then we have Brotherhood member Talos, who has bought the Rome SPQR faction. So there's our team there, quite experienced, and it'll be interesting to see how well we do against the great team we are facing, and it'll be great to see how our newest member does. Should be a great battle to watch. And here is this other team. We start off with a Brotherhood member Pompey, who's bought the Rome Brutii faction. Then we have Brotherhood member Racer X, who has bought the Rome Julii faction. And then we have Brotherhood member Tigranus, who has bought the Rome Julii faction. So there you go. You can see we're up against a really experienced and classy Brotherhood team here. Watch out for some great moves, great tactics, and a lot of battlefield awareness. This should be a great one to watch. At this very early stage of the battle, you can see Brotherhood member Tigranus with his Julii army is being quite aggressive here in the way he's attacking my Scipii army here. There's a close-up of the fighting. As you can see, he's attacking my forward units there. If you notice that one of his forward units is a Town Watch unit. Very cheap to buy, but as long as they soak the enemy pilers up, they're well worth buying, because if you lose Town Watch, a Town Watch unit doesn't hardly cost you anything, but it makes the other team use the pilers up from their really good troops. As you can see up on our left flank there, you can see Brotherhood member Pompey facing Brotherhood member Talos. Both of them are aggressive players, so I'm expecting a lot of fireworks this end of the battle. Should be an nice little interesting tussle this end, I would think. Still at this early stage of the battle, you can see that Brotherhood member Tigranus with his Julii army is still being very aggressive here. I think aggressive style of play is very much his style of play, as you can see here. It wouldn't surprise me if he started moving troops out to the flank as well to threaten my flank. As I say, Tigranus is a good defending player, but I think he prefers to attack where he can and tries to keep the enemy on the back foot. As you can see, he's moving his army a bit closer now. If you notice over to my left flank, you'll see that Brotherhood member Odin has brought in some reinforcements there to help me. That's always good teamwork to see your teammates bring in some units down to help you there. As you can see, there's a bit of pilot exchange going on there at the moment. Just going to pause the game here for us to have a look at some of Tigranus' army here. You'll see that he's bought some early cohort units here, which are eagle units. They're like the cheaper ones, the older eagle units of the Roman army, but they do give a lot of morale to your troops. So my guess is he's bought several of these eagle units here just to give his army more morale. There you can see the eagle there. That's why obviously they call it the eagle unit. And he's bought several of those. I think they're first cohort units there, the legionary cohort units. And my only guess is that he's bought them is just to put a lot of morale into his army. I'm not sure how good they'll do up against urban cohorts, but I guess we'll see during the course of the battle. As I say, my guess is here he's not gonna. I don't think he's going to be able to sledgehammer his way through the centre of my infantry, but he may well start bringing infantry out to the left flank. It'll be that's what I would think his tactic would be here. Be interesting to see if that's what he actually does. And there you go, you can see he's bringing infantry units round to the flank now. If you noticed, he's moved his cavalry over there as kind of a shielding force there, to just to make sure that neither Odin or myself try any cavalry attacks on that infantry as it moves. He's got his cavalry there to back them up. Nice little move there by Tigranes. So what I've got to do now, I think I'm going to have to make like a mini army to actually to take out to my flank, obviously to defend that flank. What I'll do is I'll send an Eagle unit with the urban cohorts I send there to give them a morale boost for when the actual fighting starts. If you notice, there's several of the Julii infantry starting to rout there at the centre of my army. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen here. If you notice there, Brotherhood member Odin is doing a cavalry charge. But if you notice that Tigranes is also doing a cavalry charge into the flank of my engaged infantry there. If you notice, I haven't immediately charged my cavalry in to counter that, because I think that the infantry there should be able to hold, and I don't want to send cavalry in unnecessarily. But if you notice now, because his cavalry are engaged, the little army that he brought round to the flank, can you see the far left unit is kind of exposed? I'm going to hit it with cavalry and infantry in an attempt to try and rout it. Let's see what happens as my cavalry hits. And bang! I'm hoping it's going to rout. But that is some kind of tussle here now. If you notice, I've got all my cavalry in there. I think Tigranes has got all his cavalry. Meanwhile, over on the left centre there, you can see that Odin has sent in a great cavalry charge there that has routed a lot of the enemy Julii infantry. That was a nice little cavalry charge there by Odin. And bearing in mind he's our newest recruit, that was a nice little move by him there. Meanwhile, on this flank, if you notice, I haven't pulled my cavalry out to get to reform them, to charge them in to get the cav bonus, and that's because I'm facing cavalry. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to now pull them back and leave my infantry to deal with any other enemy infantry that are there. If you've seen other battle videos of mine, you know what I say about the cavalry charge: charge in, smash, and pull them back. But if you're facing other cavalry, then sometimes it's quite a good idea to leave your cavalry in fighting other cavalry there. If you notice, Tigranes is charging his cavalry again into the flank of my infantry, and if you notice that I'm charging mine in. Now, can you notice who I'm going for here? I'm going for the Julii general. Bang! Got him. So those of you that's watched other battle videos of mine now will know that the Julii infantry's morale will drop. Even though he's got those Eagle units there, I think because his general's gone, and if you notice there, Odin's done a fantastic cavalry charge there as well. So kind of with both of our cavalry hitting that Julii infantry and their general going down, can you see how many of their units are starting to rout here? That was a nice little combination cavalry attack there by Odin and myself. Meanwhile, over in our centre here, you can see that Odin's infantry is being smashed by several cavalry hits there, but he's still managing to hold, so well done to him. If you notice now, we're bringing our cavalry over into the centre now. But if you notice, the enemy have moved their cavalry back now, probably with a mind to charge in to get the cavalry charge bonus. If you notice, they're just waiting there. And in they go.
The gods be praised! The enemy
bang! That's
general
some
is
kind of
dead.
massive cavalry
His
hit there.
men know their doom approaches.
Whoa! If you notice that Pompey, who was on the right flank, has brought infantry over to the left flank here. Now that shows great battlefield awareness. He can see where the danger is, and showing great Brotherhood teamwork there. He's brought units over to the left to help his allies there, as well as trying to hold the right. Plus, he's got units in the centre as well. You know, any new players watching this, this is what teamwork is all about. Helping your teammates out, spreading your army out to help as much as possible, but trying not to leave any weak spots. But if you look at the whole battle now, you can see that I think really Pompey's army is the only threat now from the enemy team. There's a few odd other enemy units there from other armies, but it's mostly Pompey's Brutii army there. You notice here he's charging a couple of his units into my my cavalry there. I've seen the dangers, but rather than pull back, I'm going to charge my cavalry in, because I know I've got infantry close that I can bring across. If you notice, I'm bringing infantry units across as well to help me there. So Pompey would be wise really to pull that cavalry out now, because you can see that I've got Allies cavalry coming in as well as infantry there. Right, you might not like to notice something at the back here. Can you see that? I'm just going to pause the game here. Can you see that the enemy Julii cavalry were going to charge into the back of my engaged Scipii infantry? But Talos, Brotherhood member Talos, spotted that and has brought an infantry screening army out, if you like, to screen the back of my fighting units to stop that cavalry coming in. Because if that cavalry had smashed into the back of those engaged units, they'd have probably routed a lot of them. So that was a nice move by Talos there to do that. If you notice, looking at the whole battlefield now, you can see that really the only credible enemy team member that's left is Pompey with his Brutii army. Yes, you can see that there's some Julii cavalry up behind us that Talos has stopped with that screening for us, but really it's just the enemy Brutii army that's left. If you notice here, we're going to engage the enemy Julii cavalry that got in behind us with both infantry and cavalry, and it wouldn't surprise me if that Julii cavalry started to rout soon. And there you go, you can see the Julii cavalry starting to rout there as we hit home. But just to say, if you see how Pompey has moved his Brutii army out really across the whole battlefield there to help his allies, he's doing incredibly well here to hold against the numbers that we've still got left. And as I said before, any new players watching this, I've always said in all my battle videos, teamwork is the key to winning any of these battles. And if you notice how unselfish Pompey there was as he moved infantry out, moved his troops across to help his teammates, that's what teamwork is all about. And he's done it incredibly well, and still do incredibly well here to hold against the numbers that we've still got against him. It'll be interesting to see how this ends up. You notice my cavalry's going in there. I'm going for Pompey's general. Can you see his Brutii general there? I've hit him, but I haven't actually. The enemy general is slain. I don't think I've actually got him there. So I'm going to pull my cavalry back out. But of course, as those of you that's watched my battle videos will know, I'm going to pull them out, reform them. But I've still got a view to smash into Pompey's general there and try and kill him, because as you know, if we can kill his general, his infantry's morale will drop like a stone. Right, here I go. I'm going in again with my cavalry, going for his general again. And bang, you see I've routed his general now. And if you notice now that a lot of the Brutii infantry are now starting to rout. New players watching this, it's just to show you that if you hit the general when the units that general's commanded are engaged, and you kill the general or you rout him, then the morale of the enemy will drop and their units will start to rout, as you've just seen there. So incredibly, some of Pompey's units are still holding. That's great. He's done a really great job here to hold as well as he has. But I think that the numbers will probably be the telling factor here in the end. Here you are, sending just what's left of my cavalry in, and my allies' SPQR infantry. Now if you notice here, Pompey's still got cavalry and infantry units there, and if you notice, he's gone for the general. Can you see he's gone for the SPQR general there? Because he knows, as well as because he's a veteran player, that if he kills the SPQR general, then that would lower the morale of the SPQR troops as well. But as you can see there, I'm afraid Pompey just didn't have enough cavalry or infantry left to do that. But incredibly, he is still managing to hold. He's still got a couple of units still holding there. A really great teamwork display there by Pompey, I thought, all the way through the battle. And as I say, new players watching this, you know, I hope you enjoyed the battle, but maybe watch it again as well, just to see how good teamwork is needed in a battle.
enemy army is
And you
in
can see
flight.
the final
Pursue
few
them and drive them from
of
the battlefield.
Pompey's Bruttii army is starting to rout now. But you can see how intense the fighting was. It's bearing in mind it's only a 3v3. See the piles of dead, and it's over a large area as well. So yeah, that was a great battle to be in and a great teamwork display. Just like to say really well done to everybody in the game. There was some incredible massive cavalry hits, some really great tactical infantry moves, and some really great teamwork. Just like to say really well played to the other team there. There was some outstanding team support there by the team members, and it was really nice to watch, and really well done to the team I was in as well. And I thought Odin, being our newest player there, set a good example, some great cavalry charges and some great infantry support, and really well done to Talos. He played his usual great self. So it was a great game to be in, and well done Pompey for your team support, and bye for now.